Hello everyone, so welcome back to my channel. In this video I will be going through another pattern program that is very interesting one, that is a center aligned triangle which consists of 1 in increasing order. So you already know that in this kind of patterns we already take the strategy of to count how many rows we have and how many columns we have in our question. So here we can see that number of rows are 5 and here number of columns that we see is slightly different from other pattern questions that we did earlier. But if I have to break down this question, then I can also assume that 1 after 1 we have one space. Here after 1 we have space. After 1 we have another one space. Similarly, in this case also 1 and then one space, 1 and then one space, 1 and then one space. Here similarly, I can also assume that this is having one space after this itself. Similarly, here 1 after 1 we are having one space. After 1 we are having one space. After 1 we are having one space. Here also after 1 space, 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 space and space. So now if we look to this kind of, then we can create a bunch of 1 and a space. And if we count these bunches, then this will be maximum that it reaches is 5. So again, here we can assume that the number of columns that we have is also 5. And before this all these ones we have space here 1, then here 1, then here 1, here 1 and above here also we have 1. So this is the same kind of program that I discussed in previous video. So now you all know that what strategy I am applying to solve this kind of patterns. Again, if you haven't watched my previous video, then please do watch the video so that you can get better understanding that how to solve this kind of patterns which are in triangular format. So again we will see here, this is row number 1, this is row number 2, this is row number 3, row number 4 and last we have row number 5. Number of spaces that we have before printing ones is 4, 3, here 2, here 1 and here 0. Now the number of elements that we have to print, number of elements that has to be printed in this row will be considered as this is a one bunch. 1 and space is one bunch. So I will be printing this in my column number. So the number of elements here, that is a bunch of 1 and space, is 1. Here we have bunch of 2. Similarly, in next we have bunch of 3, then 4 and then 5. Same strategy we will be applying here. The number of elements and the row number both are same, and spaces, if we add row number and space, then the sum that we will be getting is again 5. If we add this and this, then we will be getting 5. If these two are added, we will be again getting 5. These two are added, again 5. Here also 5 and here also 5. So we can apply this strategy again to print the spaces before the elements. So the same logic that I will be applying in this basic pattern that we already saw in previous video, that this would be the strategy if we have to print any kind of pattern given that it is a center aligned or right aligned. I will take here value of I as 1, I less than equals to 5 because we have 5 number of rows, and I will increment the value by 1. Now we know that this loop is responsible for printing the spaces, and the number of spaces and the addition of row number is equals to 5. So in order to get the number of spaces in a particular row, I will take k less than equals to 5 minus I, and I will increment the value of k. I will print here single space. So when we print this will be executed 4 times and 4 spaces will be print first, then it will go here, and now here I will be printing the number of elements that has to be printed, and we already know that the number of elements and the row number is same, so the condition will be j less than equals to I, and I will increment the value of j by 1. And what I will print, I discussed earlier that there is a bunch of 1 and space, so I will print 1 and 1 space together, so that it will print here 1 and 1 space. Next time when this loop is executed, this will go to this statement and it will go to below line. Println will take it to below line. It will go above. I value will get incremented to 2. Now k equals to 1. K less than equals to 5 minus 2. So 5 minus 2 is 3. So k less than equals to 3. So 3 spaces will be printed. And then it will go to this loop. J equals to 1 and j less than equals to I. I value is 2. So 1 and 2. So this loop will be executed 2 times, printing 1 and space. So 1 and 1 space, again 1 and 1 space will be printed. This loop execution is completed. It will go to new line. I value will get increment to 3. K equals to 1. K less than equals to 5 minus 3. So now k value will go to maximum up to 2. So 2 times this single space will be printed. This loop execution is done. It will go below. J equals to 1. J less than equals to I. I value is 3. So this loop will go from 1 to 3 and it will print this 3 times. So 1, 2 and 3. Next time when I becomes 4, value of k will be going from 1 to 2. So this will make execute this space only one time. So space is printed. It will go below. J equals to 1, j less than equals to 4. So 1 till 4 this loop will get executed and this statement will be executed 4 times. So 1 space, 1 space, 1 space, 1 and space. Now last time this will go above. I equals to 5, k equals to 1 and k less than equals to 5 minus 5. 5 minus 5 is 0. So it will not satisfy this condition and therefore the space will not be printed. It will go below. J equals to 1 and j less than equals to 5. So from 1 to 5 this thing will be printed 5 times. There is no space printed, so it will start from this very first position. So 1 space, 1 space, 1 space, 1 space, 1 space. This 1, 1, 1. So this kind of output will be generated in our pattern question. Now let's see this output in BlueJ. Here is the program written. Let's see the output. You can see here that this kind of pattern is printed. This is the right centered triangular pattern having 1 as the only elements. Here if you want, you can also change the numbers that you want as the output. If we take number as 8, if we change just here the number as 8, then 8 will be printed in that same pattern. You can see here that same number is printed here. Now what you can do is, also we can take input of number from the user. Just simply take scanner class and write here and take input from the user, and whatever the number that user enters, take the value in a variable and print that variable along with one space. Simple. This will print the pattern of the number that user has entered. Simple. Now again, so if you have any kind of questions or queries related to any questions, then please send your questions on my mail ID. I will try to solve your question as early as possible and try to help you. If you have any query related to this question, you can ask your question in comment section.